Let's get reactions from the Congress and the BJP. Joining me live as we bring you these live pictures, we have Aishwarya Mahadev of the Karnataka Congress Party, and we also have with us Captain Ganesh Karnik of the BJP. Aishwarya, to you first. Okay, hold on. We're just going to go to our guest in a moment. Siddaramaiah speaking.
Congress Party against this 40% corruption government.
In that frame there, speaking to the journalists as the police have bundled them into a bus to take them away from this VIP spot. Let's see if Mrs. Siddaramaiah speaks more. Okay, that bus is rolling now. That bus is rolling away with that Congress leaders. It's packed to the gills with Congress leaders, supporters, protesters who were there with those PayCM posters, and now they are being removed from that particular zone. The police trying to get them away as quickly as possible, doing their job, of course. They're deployed there for security. Let's hope there is no violence. Let's hope there is no violence. But this is a bit of a skirmish now between the police and the Congress workers. Randeep Singh Surjewala.
Against the corrupt Bommai government, which is a government of the corrupt. This is a government of the corrupt, by the corrupt, for the corrupt. People will throw out this Bommai government. They are only ruling through the dandas of police. The police.
Bus has moved away with those leaders on board. DK Shivakumar, Randeep Singh Surjewala, Mr. Siddaramaiah, all pushed into that bus and they've been removed. This is a dramatic escalation in the entire PayCM campaign. I want to bring my guests quickly in. We're going to keep the sound from the ground up and we're going to cut to that as soon as someone is speaking there. But quickly, let's get a reaction in. Aishwarya Mahadev and Ganesh Karnik both with us. Aishwarya, to you first on these dramatic developments that have just taken place. Top leadership of the Karnataka Congress detained and removed from that location by the police, Aishwarya.
Good evening, Shiv. I think it's extremely pathetic today that the BJP government will not act against those who have allegations of corruptions against them that is prima facie evident, but rather will arrest and put behind bars people who speak up about it. And I think this is also a larger signaling to the state to say that the BJP is so scared of what they actually are mired in, and then the Congress's battle is just mounting. Trust me, this is just one of the first steps, one of the first attacks on the BJP, and we're not going to let up. You can arrest us, you can do what you want, but we're not going to stop. And poster or not, the poster has drawn attention to the plight of the people in Karnataka. But in every taluk, in every hobli, in every grama in Karnataka, there is a bribe being paid to somebody or the other that goes to the BJP, and that is reality. PayCM is the truth. And you know, I think Mr. Bommai was very offended because he knows his colleagues are more corrupt than him. So today we ran a campaign where we've given him an ensemble cast where everybody is part of it along with the scams that are there. And the government has done nothing. They are taking action against the Congress workers. They're arresting people in the middle of the night while prima facie evidence against their own leaders exists. This shows you the pathetic state of affairs. It shows you what they're doing with the police system in my state. And my leadership is not afraid. I am very proud of my leadership today, Shiv, for the fact that Mr. DK Shivakumar, Randeep Singh Surjewala and Siddaramaiah ji stood there. And they were courting arrest and they did not care. This began because they arrested our Congress Karyakartas at 2 in the night. Over what? About talking about the truth? Let them take the same sort of initiative in investigating any of these scams that have come to light. It is not the Congress alleging it. It is common people, common businessmen who have been talking about it, and the government has done nothing about that. But for them, their focus is this. Shiv, this is the most response the BJP has ever given to corruption allegations, even though people have killed themselves. People have written to the Prime Minister, and the response is to a poster campaign. Instead of actually taking action, they released a book. They had enough mind space to release a book about the Congress to blame them and fault them instead of taking action of cleaning up this cesspool of corruption that they're in. It is shameful. The BJP is caught, obviously not even unaware. The BJP is caught with no response. They're using disproportionate force against the Congress, and they should be ashamed of themselves. This is not just about arresting congressmen, Shiv.
Captain Ganesh Karnik, would you like to respond to Aishwarya? She says that this is a shameless overuse of force in what is a protest and that the BJP is trying to protect the corrupt. Captain Karnik, the BJP has mounted a counter campaign calling it PayCM equal to Pay Congress Madam. How would you respond to Aishwarya on the back of these dramatic developments at Racecourse Road?
Shiv, good evening and thanks for calling me on this panel, and hello to Aishwarya. See, use two words in the beginning. Number one, you talked about the dramatics. Yes, it is a very cheap political drama. Number two, you mentioned about the ensuing elections next couple of months or few months. So this is some kind of a cheap theatrics Congress has resorted to. And see who is doing all this? Some state president who is on a bail to please its Supreme Commander, Madam, who is also on bail. Her own son, who is on 15 days Padyatra, who is also out on bail. And the earlier UPA government was mired with the scams and scams and scams. So there is no issue. And our Honorable Chief Minister rightly said on the floor of the House, you give evidence, we are prepared for an investigation. They ran away from there. They did not admit to that. And today they have gone on the streets, number one. Number two, this Congress party always had a problem with a Lingayat community chief minister. Whether it was Mr. Virendra Patil, their own chief minister, or subsequently whenever a Lingayat chief minister, they always had problems and resorted to this kind of cheap theatrics. So it is against that majority community they are targeting, and they said people will go to people, let them go to people. And police are not being used to suppress their protest. In a democracy, they are permitted to protest. They have been arrested because defaming the face of the walls and all that. And this will not give them the desired results. They are talking of next election. And people know who are the most corrupt people in this country, who have looted this country.